Heroku is one way to go serverless, but it's not the only way. There's many other options. Amazon has Amazon Lambda, Azure has Azure Functions, Alibaba has Function to compute, and there's many other solutions. With Heroku, the way you go about it is first you need to create an account with Heroku, and after you create an account with Heroku, you need to download the CLI, and then we can deploy into Heroku. To sign up, go to signup.heroku.com and create your account. You log in, you'll see any app that you create here, and you can create your app here, or we can do it from command line. So let's do it from command line. In command line, we first need to download the Heroku CLI, and we need to install it. So if I'm using brew, then use brew, tap heroku/brew, and will run the next command after it's completed, brew install Heroku, and that will install the CLI. That's for a Mac users. If you're on a PC, you can use the Heroku installer. It's in devcenter.heroku.com/article/Heroku CLI. Once you install the CLI, then we can actually log in. So in order to log in into Heroku, you can do it right from your terminal. Just type in Heroku login. That will open up your browser and you can log in into your account. Now we can create our app. So to create our app, we'll use the Heroku CLI, and you just use create, and then you give it the name. So I'm going to call it create React app TypeScript chart. And the process is the same for if you create a Next.js, or if you create create React app, the process is the same. So once we created our app, if we go back to the browser, you can see that our app is showing up. So we have create React app TypeScript chart. Now we can deploy it. To deploy, we will first need the build. We need to create a build. So we'll use the yarn run build. But we already done this process. You see, we have a build folder with the optimized version of our app, so we don't need to do this process. But you need to make sure you have a build ready. Once that's done, the next step is we need to set a remote Git, and that's connecting our Git library, local Git library, to Heroku. And this is necessary in order to push our Git repository to the remote server. Before I'm going to deploy, I need to do one more thing. You need to open the package JSON file. And in the package JSON file, inside of the script tag, we need to tell Heroku how to handle the app once, in order to run it. So we need to call use node and call the server.js file that we created in order to run our app. Because without it, we're going to get an error. It's going to run the React scripts. Once we've done that, then we can run and deploy it. I already done that. To deploy, what we do is we just use git push Heroku master. So here's the command, git push Heroku master, and that will take a few minutes. You could see here what it did. It went and compressed, loaded the file, deployed them on the server, running them, and then it's going to give you a URL. You could see the URL, create React app ts chart.herokuapp.com. Go to that URL. Here's the URL. And you can see our app running. You can also go to your personal app and refresh it. It's going to show up there as well. So you can click that from there. And if there's any errors, you can use the CLI to, to check why there's errors. But as you can see, the process is really simple. It's just like, pushing your Git repository to a remote repository server.